Alright guys, so if we look at example 16, we have the perimeter of a triangle that is serving as a garden is not less than 6 feet, but is no greater than 13 feet. Okay, so my perimeter is not going to be less than 6 feet or greater than 13 feet. Okay, now the perimeter is going to be this side plus this side plus this side, right? So I add all three sides up and then I'll get my perimeter. Now we know that the two sides of the triangle added up are 5 feet. Okay, so the sum of those two sides is 5 feet. So I know, for example, like this side and this side, when added together, could be 5 feet. But I don't know this last side. I don't know. So I'm going to call this last side x. Okay? And then I know that the two other sides of the triangle are 5. So I'm going to say x plus 5 is my perimeter. But that perimeter is going to be not less than 6 feet. So x has to be greater than or equal to 6. And then it's going to be no greater than 13. Okay, so I'm going to say less than or equal to 13. Okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and solve for x. So the way that I solve for x is I just minus 5 on both sides. So I can minus 5 here and minus 5 here. And then 6 minus 5 is 1. 13 minus 5 is 8. And then my x just has to come down. And then my inequality symbols come down. So I'm going to get x is greater than or equal to 1 or less than or equal to 8. Okay? So this side right here that we don't know is either going to be greater than or equal to 1 or less than or equal to 8. And this is an example of an AND compound inequality. Alright, you guys need to do the U-try problem. Let's go ahead and look at problem 17. Alright, so for example 17, it says, which of the following answer choices represent the equation 6x plus 2y is equal to negative 24? And we're going to solve for y. So when I solve for y, that means I need to get y by itself. So the first thing I want to do is I want to subtract 6x on both sides because I'm trying to get the y by itself. And when I do that, I'll get 2y is equal to negative 6x minus 24. So since 2 is being multiplied to the y, I'm going to do the opposite of multiplication, and I'm going to divide both sides by 2. And then 2 over 2 is just 1, so I'll get 1y is equal to, now for this, I'm going to set this up a little bit differently. I'm going to write this first term over the 2, and then the second term over the 2. So I have negative 6x divided by 2, and then I have minus 24 divided by 2. Now, negative 6 divided by 2 is just going to become negative 3x. And then negative 24 divided by 2, that's going to become negative 12. And then instead of 1y, I'm just going to write y. So my correct answer is going to be B. Alright, make sure you do the U-try problem for 17. Let's go ahead and look at example 18. So for example 18, we have Fred was given the formula rate equals distance divided by time, or R equals D divided by T, and he was asked to solve for T. So this is the variable that we want to solve for. So when I go to solve, I'm going to write my problem, R equals D divided by T, and then I want T to be in the numerator, not the denominator. So I'm going to multiply both sides by T. And when I do that, my T on the bottom will cancel with my T on top. And I'll be left with TR is equal to D. Now I want to go ahead and get the T by itself, but since T is being multiplied by the R, I'm going to go ahead and divide both sides by r. And when I do that, the r's will cancel, and I'll be left with t is equal to d divided by r. Alright, so Fred was incorrect when he solved his problem because he multiplied both sides by d. And obviously what I did was I multiplied both sides by t first. So the correct answer is going to be D. Fred was incorrect. He should have multiplied both sides by t and then divided both sides by r. Go ahead and do the U-try example for problem 18. Let's go ahead and look at problem 19. Alright, the formula for the perimeter of a cylinder is P equals 2D plus 2H. Which of the following shows the formula solved for H? So what I want to do is solve for H, and I'm going to write my problem as P is equal to 2D plus 2H. So the first thing I'm going to do is subtract off the 2D. So I'll minus 2D on both sides. Okay. And then the 2D and the 2D will cancel. The 2D minus 2D. And then I'm going to have P minus 2D is equal to 2H. Now I'm almost done, but since 2 is being multiplied to the H, I want to go ahead and divide both sides by 2. And then I'll get H is equal to P minus 2D divided by 2. So that's how I would rewrite the equation to solve for the desired variable, H. Alright, go ahead and do the U-try problem for problem 19. Alright, finally, we're going to go ahead and look at example 20. So for example 20, it says, which of the equations is equivalent to bx minus c equals 18? Alright, so if we look at A, it looks like they moved the bx to the other side, and then the 18 was there, but then how did the c get over there? So that doesn't really make sense. In problem B, it looks like they were solving for x, and we know how to do that. So let's look at the problem and see if that's the same. So we have bx minus c equals 18. So if x is the variable I'm trying to solve for, I need to go ahead and get everything away from the x. So I'm going to add c to both sides, and then I'll get bx is equal to 18 plus c. Now, since b is being multiplied to my x, I'm just going to divide both sides by b. And then my b's will cancel, and I'll be left with x is equal to 18 plus c over b. Now, yes, that does look like letter B, so B is my answer. Go ahead and try the U-try problem for problem 20, and make sure you go ahead and turn that in when you return to school. All right, thank you guys so much. Have a great day.